Working with focusing effects can really help draw people to what you want them to see. We've already talked about that. But in this last lesson, I want to show you an interesting effect. It's called bokeh. At least that's the way I was taught to pronounce it. So if you go to another designer and say, can you tell me a little bit more about what's called the bokeh effect? And they say, what are you talking about? Say, well, that's how Andy said to pronounce it. It's a pretty neat feature. It is part of what we've been working with. Now, I have two images I want to demonstrate this on. That is, of course, the United States nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Let's go back to this one first. Now, that's 569, and that is 285, and you do have these in your working folder. Let's go up to the word filter. Let's go down to blur and go into field blur. We'll start with field blur. Okay, now we can blur it, right? We can do a lot of different things. We're going to leave it right about there, and we're going to go right down to here. Now, you might not see this. It's possible. If you don't see it, it's blank. Go up to the word blur gallery right here and say reset the workspace, and it should pop right up for you. Now, what is it? Well, light and color and range are our three options. Now, if you've never ever heard the name bokeh before, I guarantee once I do it, you're going to know it because this effect is used quite a bit. I'm going to grab right here. Now watch what it starts doing to the lights when I do this, or the light areas. Now the cool thing about that is once you get those looking like little balls of light, you can then change the colors right here. Just have all kinds of fun. You could use this for, say, a background in something. You also have a light range. We'll talk about that in the next image. But it's a very common effect. Came out about, in the 1990s in Japan. Got to the United States about 1998-99. They started writing articles about it. Adobe incorporated it into Photoshop for us. Let's go ahead and just get out of here. Let's cancel. Let's go to the other one. Now, this works best with points of light. How about a Christmas tree? Or it works really cool on fireworks, if you got a photograph of fireworks. So let's go back up to the word filter, but this time let's go into iris blur. Let's move this right up there. Shall we make that a little bit smaller? I think so. Let's bring it down here, kind of like that. And let's move it down just a little bit more, say like that. Okay, now maybe a little less on the focus. I want lights. I want spots of light, just like that. Now, come over here. Grab light. Now, don't worry about what it's doing up there. We'll fix that in a minute. Let's take it all the way. Change the colors. Isn't that cool? That is just absolutely cool. Now, I don't like this up here. So that's where light range comes in. If I move the black one, the dark one, this way, it will increase. If I do the white one right here, it will begin to decrease some other areas. But I think in our case, what we need to do is just move this one this way until those areas go away. But I still want those lights here, so you want to watch how you move it. That is an amazing effect. It really does make a difference in images. Night scenes, sky scenes, fireworks, like I said, points of light on light bulbs in the evening. It's a great effect to work with. And when you're using things like, say, for example, this particular filter we're using, the iris blur, you can still keep areas in nice focus and work on everything outside that area. Pretty neat. It's called the bokeh effect. At least, like I said, that's the way I was taught to pronounce it. Don't forget that you've got it because you can have a lot of fun with it. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And, well, there you go.